Report. Okay. All right. It's 9:01 a.m. April 12th, Monday morning. We have a special meeting to deal with a couple of outstanding items that should be relatively quick. Let's first on board, let's talk about the shelving request with the library, budgeted expense, but slightly over what was budgeted. So coming to the board for formal approval. Go ahead and Brenna or Jeff.
Yeah. So the total request, I'm sorry, I thought I had it up. If you give me 1 second, it's like 13,000 something. And this includes, well, first of all, I want to say, like, we got a quote last year, early last year. And then, COVID happened. So it just kind of got like pushed to the side. So we got an updated quote, and it was $1,500 more. So I feel like it's just going to keep going up. And so, obviously I'd like to take care of it sooner than later. It does include installation, which I think is a really good, because they can just come do strategic strike. We don't have to, disrupt maintenance or anything, because it would definitely be probably a more than all day project for them. But these people, like, this is what they do. And yeah, so it's I have it up. It's $13,738.50. And so I'm not sure if you all received my email that I just sent a little bit ago that includes pictures of the current shelving. And so the current shelving is just kind of a mishmash of things that just kind of appeared. Some of them were built, I know, by the previous director's husband. And that particular shelf literally eats books, because there's a gap in the bottom shelf, like that's about an 1.5 inches, and books fall behind there, and there's no way to get them back. So it's not real library shelving. And some of them are just falling apart when we had to move shelving, some of the shelving for the new carpet. Like, one of the shelves didn't even get put back because it was just like, it was dangerous. And we can't bolt any of the shelving to the wall because of asbestos. So those are some of the, and all that has been taken into consideration for this quote. So, and then the balance that we have for in our current gifts fund is $9,698.95. So, like I said in my email, 300 of that is for a project that Stacy's working on. And then I'd like to leave maybe like $1,000 for, for summer reading, if that's possible. And then, so I just need the balance taken care of. So, any questions?
I'll just add that thanks for that, and thanks for forwarding the pictures and some more clarification. And I think that, to me, that's an important thing, that it includes installation, and this is the firm quote, so this isn't sort of an estimate. This is
no
quote.
Yeah.
And also, I think, Sarah, just as you introduced it, I think that technically this is not a budget. This was not a budgeted item. That this is an addition, to what was in the budget, but it's being mostly covered by that sort of fund balance from the Friends balance. But it is that, sorry, Brenna, I already forgot, but like roughly 3,000 that will become, sort of supplemental. But again, mostly covered from
the
outside.
Yeah.
Brenna, the asbestos, is that identified by Public Works, or do you know?
I don't know. I can find out. That's just always what I had been told had been, that's just what I'd always been told. And then I do know that, like, so if you remember way back in the day when the director's desk was, bless you, when the director's desk was in that alcove where the young adult section is now, there was a shelf there, and they actually had to hire like a company to like get it moved because it was bolted to the wall or something. I don't remember the details, but that's just, honestly, that's just what I've always been told.
Yeah,
So,
I think some of that in a lot of projects, we're realizing that maybe it's been a misunderstanding that like asbestos is in the walls, like the actual wall material versus insulation around pipes or whatnot. And so
right.
it's a little bit, I think it may very well be the case with the library, but I would encourage you to just double check with Michael Irwin,
Sure.
because then you can potentially fasten those shelves in a safer way or
Right.
that you might not have thought you could. So
Right. Well, and now that you're bringing this up, because I think that children's area, I think that was added after the building was built. And I know that there was like something like literally the ceiling fell through one time and they had to do a bunch of like mitigation and stuff on that. So maybe the children's area is not. So yeah, I can reach out to Michael and see what we have to do to get it tested to know for sure. It's just kind of always what I've been told. So
yeah,
and I
yeah,
do know that they'd had to hire, like I said, for that one shelf, to that one shelf, they did have to hire somebody. But maybe that is not the case in the children's area.
yeah. Just a note that it may make life easier. It may just
Certainly would.
verify what you think you already know. So
Yeah.
okay, I have no other questions for you, Brenna.
Okay.
Thanks.
Kayla, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I think this is pretty straightforward, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for the pictures this morning, Brenna. That was helpful.
Good. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay.
Do you want to take a stab at a motion?
I'll take a stab at that. So I move that the BOCC approves this supplemental funding request of approximately $3,000 to allow the library to replace the shelving as presented through these pictures.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
No,
None.
thank you.
Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks, Brenna.
All right. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it. And when we put the, I'll ask the rep if we can use the quote as an invoice or if she wants to invoice us separately. And then I'll reach out about coding and stuff later.
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and next on our agenda is the waiver request for it's a building permit, right? The building permit of Cloud City Conservation Center. Approximate value of $150, I believe. That's what Emily Olson had relayed to us. I don't have any.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, so I think it's the building permit specifically is for some solar panel installation at the community farm down there on 6th and McQuethy. And also just, I mean, I think it is worth noting that the waiver request is for $150, but we do still need to pay for the inspection fees or code inspection. So there is sort of a net cost, if you will, of 150 plus 75% of 150. So, I think it's pretty minor. And I'll also say just, I'm not sure if we have a firm policy or precedent on sort of when we do or don't waive, but I think given that the county contributes financially to C4 and it's a nonprofit, this seemed potentially in line for waiving. I think especially given that the county contributes financially, we're sort of paying ourselves.
Agreed. I don't have any questions on this. The email from Emily was really straightforward. So I don't have anything additional.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. I agree. And we don't have a set policy, but I appreciate you mentioning that to work towards consistency and clear expectations on when, what scenarios we might entertain that. All right, I will entertain a motion.
I will make a motion that we approve the waiver of the building permit fee for Cloud City Conservation Center.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion?
No, thank you.
Not for me.
All right, thank you. Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
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 All right. That concludes our meeting. I think we have a meeting this afternoon with the Planning Commission, work session, and the Policy Advisory Team is presenting some work that they've been doing. And Commissioner Marcella or Fiedler, do you have anything else to mention this morning before we sign off?
I don't think so. I think it would be helpful though for us to think about blocking out some time to talk through the American Rescue Plan money that we'll be receiving and make some plan for investment. I should hopefully have some information on some FAQs with that, but potentially just talk through that briefly with legal so that we know a little bit of what to expect. If we can maybe think about looking at our calendars and setting something up for the next week or so.
Sure. That's
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, and maybe on that theme, I totally agree. I think that would be great. And I wonder if we want to schedule something jointly with the city to sort of coordinate our thinking on that and make sure we're not, I guess we wouldn't duplicate, but and then I think all, sort of tightly linked to that is sort of continuing to get on the same page with, our sort of public health messaging as we enter the summer.
Yeah, and it sounds like the city should be getting around $600,000 and we should be getting about 1.5 million. And I don't know for sure how the breakdown is going to be, but in the last NACO call I was on, it sounded like they were going to try to release half of it within the next 60 days and then the other half in 2022, but that was just preliminary. So I wasn't sure if that was happening or not. So it might be worth just to chat through.
Yeah, it sounds like it makes sense for us to meet and then be sure that the city's met as well, and then we can kind of combine or compare notes.
Yeah.
That's okay. Great. Well, yeah, let's look at the calendar and make a point to put something on the planner. Thanks.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. And at 9:14, if there's nothing else, we will adjourn.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.